Hello again. Today's project is going to be unusual in two ways. One is the desired result is a military stem, which is the word used to describe stems that don't have a standard mortise and tenon. It's a long, narrow cone that's a jam fit into a long, narrow funnel. And they're used to be more common than they are today. Early 1900s, they were very popular. I personally like them very much. Some people don't. I don't understand why. It's a taste thing, I guess. In any case, you'll know that virtually all, if not literally all, of the military stem pipes have a reinforcement of some sort on the end of the shank to keep it from splitting, because the wedging action of the long, thin cone is like a splitting axe on a log. Your pipe won't last very long if you don't have something to hold the end of it together. You can take these apart when they're hot, by the way, if you're finished smoking, and you normally wouldn't do that on a regular pipe because you can snap the tenon off, but because of the dimensional changes from the heat. Not with these. You can just whip them apart, you'll be fine. Now the reason we're changing this one up is because it's a P-lip, which is Peterson's proprietary lip shape, and you either love them or you hate them. There's a strong following for people who only like fishtails and only like P-lips, and not too many people are happy with both. Doesn't matter, that's just personal preference. But there are lots of people who like Peterson pipes who happen to like a Peterson pipe that has that comes with a P-lip stem, and they ask me and people like me to make them a fishtail. So that's what's going to happen. Now this is lucite, a type of plastic, high grade. It's Maki, which is a click above the usual stuff you find in low and mid grade Italian pipes. There's some milling done here. It'll end up as good as if you'd cut it from a piece of rod. And the catch, of course, is how are you going to cut this thing on a lathe? How are you going to mount it on a lathe? Because the only place you could do that would be the end of it, the same end of it that you want to modify. You could chuck that up if you were determined to do it, and then that would leave only the bladed portion sticking out of the chuck. If you turn that around and put it into the chuck, you're going to mar the finish, and it'd be a beast to get it centered, and you could even snap it off. I don't understand how anybody could do that. I'm sure there's some lathe gurus types that could, but that's more trouble than it's worth. So we're going to come up with a method that will allow this particular molded stem to be cut down into this tapered cone shape here, and then we'll modify the blade portion a little bit, but there's not too much to it. Now I'll show you some tricky stuff, both with the cutting of this into the proper shape as well as some airway fun and games. It'll be done on the drill press tenon cutting station over there. And the first step here is just to get this the final length that we want, which is a little bit shorter than is already there. And for reasons that'll become obvious when you see the shaping method, it needs to be cut first and shaped second. So you don't need to watch somebody mount this in a vise and go at it with a hacksaw. So I will do that off camera and then set the stuff up over there at a different station and show you how we're going to put a tapered cone on the end of this. And then I'll take it to the drill press station and show you some tricky stuff for the modification of the airway. That is it, and I'll see you there.